Mike here, head trader at True Trading Group, and on March 25th, one trade for me today, a decent day, just traded the TVIX. But what I'm going to go over with you in this video is not necessarily a technical trade or a technical pattern or anything like that. It's really more so just the importance of not being a one-trick pony in this business. If you want to be truly be a consistently profitable trader and really, do this full time, you can't just focus on, only shorting small caps or only trading like the penny stocks or only trading the low float, small cap stocks that gap up in the morning, because sometimes that sector is dead. And we've been blessed with tremendous action in small caps in the month of March. But today was a totally different story. Today we came into the day, and pre-market I go over my game plan with all of our members in chat. We go over my watch list. I go over what I think the stocks are going to do, and if they do this, I'm going to do this. Here's my entry area. This is going to be my profit targets. We go over the game plan, okay? And pre-market, I didn't love any small caps. Really, there wasn't a single small cap that I really loved. And I told everybody that guys, I don't really like any of these small caps. My watch list was very small to begin with. I didn't love any of these small caps. I said I'm going to be patient. I'm going to let those small caps prove to me that I should be trading them. Let them show me signs of strength, show me signs of momentum. And those signs never came. Volume in small caps was very, very light today. All the leading gappers pre-market, they died out very quickly. Volume was sucked out of them. They pulled in off their gap ups. There really wasn't that much action there unless you were to the short side. But if you're looking to get long into those stocks, really wasn't a lot of action there in them at all. And what this video is about is really the importance of you being able to shift focus and follow the opportunity. Because, small caps, sure, when they're hot, I trade them all the time when they're hot. But when they're not hot, I trade other things, and if they're not hot, maybe the TVIX is in play, maybe mid caps are in play. Maybe you're getting earnings on some of these mid caps. Maybe they're gapping up, they're going. I mean, you've got to be able to switch things up. And, some of you with small accounts might be saying, as you're watching this video and you're watching me say this, that, oh, well, Mike, I have a small account. I can't buy a $30 stock, a $50 stock. And my answer to you is yes, you can. Okay, because if you can buy the TVIX at $30 and it goes to 33, that's a 10% move. I mean, if you can buy a $20 stock that gaps up on earnings and it pushes to 25, guys, those are real gains. Regardless of if you have, $200 in the trade or if you've got 200 grand in the trade. 10, 15% is 10, 15% no matter how you look at it. Or if you're not comfortable trading, the higher priced equity, then, you can go after an option. Like if you wanted to, if you're not comfortable buying TVIX at $32 a share, you can buy a SPY put option if you want for $1 a contract. There's a lot of different ways that you can capitalize on movement in asset classes other than a small cap. And that's what this video really is about, and being able to recognize when the opportunity is there and when it's not. Because I had a feeling that there wasn't going to be action in small caps today, just from what we were seeing pre-market. And it turned out that I was right, that we really didn't. We had CPRX, gave you follow through and gave you continuation, but that was really the only one. And that one wasn't even originally on my watch list, really pre-market. So the scanners were very quiet today, and I just focused on this TVIX trade, and that's something that you really have to be able to focus on, because you can't just go about every day being a machine gunner, going after every trade you see, trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Okay, you can't force trades that aren't there. That's how you can really end up hurting yourself on a day when there's really nothing going on. And too often I see traders just get destroyed on days when there's nothing going on. I would so much rather get destroyed on a stock that is flying around and I'm just flat out wrong, rather than just chop myself up in a stock that's going like this. And that's why it's important to identify opportunity and identify when opportunity is not there. And if that means don't trade, then it just means you don't place a trade. Be patient. Wait for grade A setups. Don't get sucked into a B or C type setup just because of sheer boredom. Okay, if you're bored when the market's open, then that means that you should not be trading. There's a reason why you're bored. That doesn't mean go and trade more and try to find a trade that's out there. Don't force trades. Let them come to you. If there's nothing that you don't like, forget it. Let it go. Okay? And that was what we talked about today pre-market with all of our members in chat about the small caps. And we stayed away from them and we capitalized on a TVIX trade. Even this TVIX trade, though, I didn't get the follow through that I was looking for. It wasn't a home run trade, but I did get some nice movement on the TVIX. I got, $2.5 a share movement on the TVIX, so it was a decent trade. But even that, we just digested Friday's sell-off. So let's get to my TVIX trade and talk about Friday's sell-off. Here's Friday's sell-off. Okay, we kind of did some damage technically to the overall markets. You see some of this action here on the daily chart. Okay, you can see how we had that big sell-off day on Friday after the big rally on Thursday, and that really did some technical damage to the market. And I was looking to see if we can get some follow-through to the downside with my initial target. My eventual target, I think the SPY gets down into the mid-270s. I think we test this 50-day and 200-day moving average. So I do think the market is going to pull in a little bit further. But I was looking for follow-through to the downside after that sell-off on Friday. So what I want to point out to you, this was the game plan we went over in chat. You know what? Actually, before I get into this trade, guys, tomorrow's TGD Tuesday. Quick reminder, I open the chat room up free for everybody. You can hear me on the mic walking through my analysis on the setup, my entry, my profit target, my stop loss, my exit. I walk you guys through the whole step of the way with what I'm seeing. You see my screen, you know exactly what I'm doing. I open the chat room up free to everybody on Tuesday, so come join us, ask me questions, DM some of the other moderators in chat, ask the members questions. A lot of the members are TGD certified, which just means they've passed every single quiz on the courses that I have on the website that are beginner and advanced courses, and each chapter has a quiz. If you score 85% or higher on the quiz, you earn a badge for that chapter. And if you earn all the badges, you become TGD certified. It's just a cool way for the TGD members to kind of let each other know that who kind of went through the education and who can comfortably and confidently answer questions. So the members are great too. You can ask them questions, myself, the other moderators. Come join us. It's free. Go to TrueTradingGroup.com. On the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a tab, TGD Tuesday. Click on that. Register. You'll get a link that will give you access to the chat room on Tuesday. Okay, so come check us out. Come trade with me live. Come say what's up. Shoot me a direct message. Let me know you're from the YouTube channel. All right, so today's game plan on the TVIX. With the gap down, I was looking for a little push off the bell and then to try to get short and then get short the market via being long the TVIX and try to roll it over. You can see we had some support down in this region on Friday. Okay, on the SPY. You see support, 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 support. Okay, so we had some support down there on Friday, and I'm looking to see if that area can act as some more resistance now that it was support on Friday, then some gap below it. I think that's a nice area that I can start to get low on the TVIX. We also go out to the daily chart. This is what really kind of perked my interest here, and you guys can see this previous support level. Okay, you see this previous support level for the SPY. We broke it on Friday, and then you can see today's high lines up right with that same level. I don't know why this circle will not stay there. It keeps on moving. It won't stay there, whatever, but you guys get the point. So you can see today's high of the day lines up right with this support level. So that's why on that push in the morning, okay, up into that level, I decided to pull the trigger and get long the TVIX. Now, guys, I do not look at the TVIX chart when I'm trading the TVIX. I base my TVIX trades off of the SPY. It's important to note that the SPY and TVIX are not direct inverses to each other. Okay, it's not a direct inverse of the SPY. The TVIX measures fear and volatility in the market. Okay, that's first and foremost. You have to know that going into it. But here, take it to my trade announcements, and here you guys can see at 940, I'm long the TVIX at 30.36 with a stop loss if SPY gets above 281. So you see how I'm not setting my stop loss like long TVIX 30.36, stop loss 29.80. Okay, no, my stop loss on the TVIX is based on what the SPY is doing. So if the SPY got back to 281, I'm going to exit that TVIX trade. Okay, so here is my entry right there. A little bit lower. So right around here. Okay, that right there is where I entered the TVIX, and I'm going to give it up to 281, which is right here. Okay, so you can see my first take profit target was the low of the day. We rolled it over. I took some profit off on the TVIX right here when the SPY got down to the low of the day, and I took the bulk of the position off right here as we extended a little bit lower. I'll take you back to my trade announcements. Here you guys can see at 9:45, took some profit, 31.95, still holding some, and then at 9:56, so 16 minutes after the entry, the bulk of my position off the table at 32.40. Still holding some though. Okay, now I'm holding some, looking to see if we can get some follow through to the downside, but we ended up rallying back to test the highs. Again, we retested that area that I talked about pre-market just a couple minutes ago. I just talked about that area. We tested it, failed, rolled it over. Okay, we rolled it over and we put in a lower high. This is a deep pullback. I want you guys to recognize and notice this deep pullback off of a failed high. Okay, here was your high of the day. Here's your high of the day. So you see we went up, tested that area again, made a new high, and then pulled all the way back in. That's a deep pullback off of a new high. When you get a very deep pullback off of a new high, I look for a lower high, okay, for me to then get short a little bit more. So here was your lower high, and once this little consolidation structure was put in, it's almost like a little mini bear flag, mini, bearish pennant, you want to call it, a little wedge pattern. Okay, once we broke out of that right here, I actually bought more TVIX back. Okay, I was down to one last piece because here's the first take profit, second take profit. We added some back here in chat. Okay, let everyone know that I'm adding back here to the TVIX position. Since I was down to a small piece, I covered 25. I sold 25% of the TVIX position here. I sold 50% of the TVIX position here. So and then I added some back here because I was only down to 25% of the position size. Okay, the next take profit area was going to be in front of the low of the day. We get back down to the low of the day, and here you guys can see I took a little bit more profit off the table. We'll go back to my trade announcements. Here you can see at 212, took more profit, 32.20 on the TVIX. Now again, guys, this is a chart of the SPY. Okay, here's the TVIX. Okay, here's the TVIX. My take profits were, up in here. My take profit was right here. Okay, but I'm showing you the SPY chart so you understand what I'm doing in the TVIX based on what the SPY is doing. Okay, so long the TVIX, sold some, long the TVIX, sold some, and then as we rallied back into the afternoon, I bailed on the rest of the position right here. Okay, as we were rallying back, because we just realized we weren't going to roll over. We stuck that double bottom low, and we started to rally it back in the afternoon, just more indecision. And you can see I got rid of the rest at 31.20. So I gave some back on that last piece, especially when I added to the position because my add was 31.16. So to get flat there at 31.20, I gave some back. But it's okay, because I was up a decent chunk when we were down here at lows. I gave some back on that bounce back, but it's okay. It still was a nice trade. But you see what I mean, how I didn't get the follow through and the continuation that I was looking for? I was really looking for us to roll over and get down towards 275, but it just didn't happen today. A lot of indecision today. We were basically just digesting Friday's sell-off, and now we'll see what happens tomorrow. Okay, guys, but again, really the point of the video is really to just stress to you the importance of not being a one-trick pony, and the only way that you're going to do that is really getting a sound, true, rounded education, and not just focusing on, oh, here's one special strategy or here's one special pattern that works all the time, and bull, complete bull. Anybody that tells you, oh, I've got one pattern that works all the time or two patterns that you should only follow, bull. I've got a secret strategy that, oh, I perfected this secret strategy. I unlocked the code of the market, bull. Okay, doesn't exist. You got to get a true rounded education in order to become a consistently profitable trader and be able to trade a bunch across different asset classes and not just be a one-trick pony. And that's really what this video is about. Okay, so I hope to see a lot of you from the YouTube channel in chat with me tomorrow. Again, guys, it's free. Go to TrueTradingGroup.com, upper right-hand corner, click on TGD Tuesday, register. You'll get a link that will give you access to my chat room for free. Okay, if you guys do come in, shoot me a message in chat. Let me know you're from the YouTube channel. Say what's up. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'll see you in chat tomorrow. Take care.